Hey guys, welcome back to another episode in the deep playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Since previous episodes, I tried to change the difficulty setting from extreme to European extreme because the latter actually is game over when you are spotted, and that is actually, yeah, more relaxed than having to be spotted, going to an alert phase. And if you want to try over, you cannot simply restart the game, but you have to be killed, which can take quite a while. It's super annoying, especially in difficult sections when you really want to start try again quickly. So actually, it's a bit counterintuitive, but the hardest difficulty level, the European Extreme, can, in my view, actually be more facilitating in getting through hard parts fully stealthily, because I don't want to get into those alert states anyhow. I was planning on avoiding them as well. Either way, so yeah, for me it's only better if the game simply fails if you get into an alert state. You can still get in the caution state, so you can still play around a bit, but as soon as they really spot you and start hunting for you, then it is game over. But I couldn't change that in the main menu once the game was saved already and started. So I had to restart the game, and I just offline quickly got back here where we left off. There's actually also a good thing, because that really is a reminder of the payoff of exploring the place. I actually overlooked two pretty major items in the first time around. One was in a tree trunk, and another one was in a little area of which I knew there should have been something, but in the previous episode I didn't. I overlooked it and I just left, and that's a bit stupid, because actually what I got now is um, a sniper rifle, actually pretty damn cool, I would say. Um, Wait, can't I? Yeah, Dragunov sniper rifle. Use scope with left one button. Press square button to hold. Release to fire. Adjust scope with triangle button. So that one is pretty damn handy. Then the also, let's indeed view it in the viewer. The SVD, a Soviet-made automatic sniper rifle known for its high precision, using 7.62 millimeter times 54 rimmed cartridges. Magazine size is 10 rounds. Press the L1 button to use the scope. Press the triangle button to change the magnification ratio on the scope. So this one is surely nice to have. Then we had, but I already had that one. The why is the kilograms in the top right? It's actually changing depending on whether I select the weapon or not. So that kilogram thing, that is probably not what is in your backpack, but only things you have equipped, I assume. Let's see if I can reach the maximum if I equip everything, how that will work out. No, I'm not reaching like a max weight, but I am hitting like a max item size or equipment slot. I can only have 8 items equipped max. So probably that weight, I think it will affect your stamina decrease rate. So let's just unequip all this stuff. The other item we already did get in the previous episode but did not read the description yet is this XM16E1. Hold in first person view and shoulder aim with left one button. Toggle firing mode with triangle button. Put on off suppressor with X button in window. Alright. What the hell? Why can't I select it? Nah, that's probably the suppressor I can only equip while in the game and then having it select in the window. For now, let's unequip. Then the Mark 22 and the survival knife, of course. The other item I picked up while getting back to this place in the game is actually pretty handy as well. Thermal goggles. I wonder, they were like in a tree trunk. If I would have missed them, I wonder whether you would have to go through the whole game without them or whether they will be in other locations as well. I have no idea, but yeah, happy to have found them. There's no, that's a really weird, there is a description here, but it's the other button. It's the left trigger. Thermal goggles visualizes heat source distribution, allows one to see in the dark, consumes battery power while used. Alright, so we have those. Let's unequip. Let's also unequip these. What does this one do? Life medicine developed by the USSR. Restores life. Press X button in window to use. Really weird that like the cigar restores life, but it is what it is. Also weird that there is no viewer in this item menu, only in the weapon menu. Pentassamine, that's also a new one. Wait, why can't I read this pentassamine? Benzodiazepine, antidepressant, serves as muscle relaxant, treats autonomic imbalance, use with X button in window. Alright, that's probably for the reducing weapon sway while using the sniper rifle. Let's unequip. Let's unequip. And let's unequip. And life medicine as well. I don't really need it because your life is mostly reduced when being shot at, and the game will be game over anyways while I've been shot at, because as soon as I'm being shot at, that means probably I've also been seen. So no need to equip that one. And yeah, for the rest we are good to go. So that is about that. Let's see if there are any more codex entries because of those new items.
Snake, Sokolov is imprisoned in the northeast area of the factory.
Got it. To the northeast.
Yes, and don't engage the enemy. The object of this mission is to bring Sokolov back safely and nothing more. Contact Sokolov without being spotted by the enemy and bring him out discreetly. If you must dispose of an enemy, do it with the tranquilizer gun.
Alright.
I see you found some Siberian ink.
Already read that one. Or heard that one.
That area is home to the Sunda whistling thrush. The Sunda whistling thrush is a bird native to Java and Sumatra. It's distinguished by its large blue body and long beak. It really stands out in the forest. If you're aiming to catch one alive, use the tranquilizer gun.
Got it. So...
How does it taste?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
The guide doesn't say. I guess there's no reason you couldn't eat them.
Oh, I see.
But it's nice and plump, so I'm sure it'd make a hearty meal.
That's a good point.
Alright. Nothing from the boss. Let's just
You want to say?
To be sure.
Snake, have you heard of It Came from Outer Space?
Yeah, you told me already.
So this astronomer sees a meteor, but it's really an alien spaceship, right? And the aliens start replacing the townspeople with clones and forcing them to help repair the ship. The 3D effects were quite realistic.
I've got all the real I can handle here in the jungle.
No, you don't get it. Precisely because it's realistic, with the images jumping out of the screen at you, it makes for a nice escape from reality. I have to admit it made my eyes tired, but it was really intense. Unfortunately, they don't make very many of those movies anymore.
When did it come out?
I was still in college, so probably about 10 years ago.
Guess I'm out of luck then.
You know, they're coming out with household versions of video cassette recorders. One day you'll be able to see old movies anytime you want. It'll be like having a movie theater in your own home.
Really?
It's like if you had a record with movie film etched onto it instead of music. It'll work the same way.
You're kidding.
No, really. And someday they might make movies where you control the characters yourself.
Sounds like magic.
It'll happen. Make sure you stay alive to see it, Snake.
Pretty funny. Also pretty funny to think about indeed how not long ago things like gaming and stuff were like unthinkable. It's only like 50 years max. Or I know, shorter even. I think in the 70s there was really no gaming. Maybe Pong, I don't know when it came out, in the 80s something probably. Probably somewhere, beginning of early 80s. So that is like, yeah, okay, it's 50 years ago. 40 years ago. And now we are here. And this is even an old game by the today's standards. But anyways, no new codex entries. Let's try and get through this section for a change. And also the thing is, that's only one thing, is what I noticed, like really exploration, you can really miss like pretty crucial stuff, like thermal goggles and a sniper rifle. So I'm not even that sure whether I have explored this area well enough. I know where the shotgun is, I know where the frog is, but maybe there's other stuff as well worth checking out. But the thing is, with only the tranquilizer gun, I have only so much time to figure it all out, to explore. I must say that's a bit annoying, that they don't stay out for a bit longer. And that you, for instance, cannot tie people down or something. That's actually a really cool mechanic in Metal Gear Solid 5. You can hold up people, like on gunpoint, tell them to lay down, and they will stay down until you tell them not to. Ooh, that was a close call. Alright, anyways, we got the shotgun over here. We got some stuff over here. And we have an enemy over there. Oh shit, there's a guy coming over. Alright, if he stays there, I'm fine. But there's also a guy over there. Alright, I'm screwed. Let's get the hell out of here. Holy shit! There's like a whole area over here I missed first time around. Alright, you know what? I'm going to Sokolov. Nothing here? Nope. Oh shit, I forgot. God damn it. Oh fuck.
He's a member of the army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland.
Shit.
Ever since...
Now I forgot about... I skipped the cutscenes as well.
Major, this is Snake.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. I forgot about the frog. No,
Major, do you read me?
I read you.
oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm going to reload it. And this way the game indeed will take a year. Ah, shit. I could have gotten the frog still afterwards. There it is. Ah, shit. How to start the game, restart the game, because I want to see those cutscenes. I can use this, of course, to look around a bit. Because I could have missed something. Let's look upstairs. Or will this trigger a cutscene? Could very well... Oh no, I have to get the other side. I remember the story now. Anyways, let's check out if there's anything I might have overlooked. I don't think there is. And will those guys wake up or not? They seem to be permanently out of it, giving me the opportunity to thoroughly check the area. But it would be a bit bad if they will not wake up at all. Looks to me they will not. So I will probably have to suicide if that's possible. God damn it! Why? The game just doesn't allow me to get under there anymore, which is a bit weird. Ah, there's a grating in front of it. This is the entrance. Let's just one more time quickly see if I missed anything here. I don't think so. Let's see what happens if this snake kills me. Gets me. Hello, snake. Really doesn't do much. You can kill me. Hello. Oh man, I sure hope there will not be an autosave, because then I'm really screwed. Then I have to start all over again to get that frog and to watch the cutscenes. Because this is, I think, a pretty epic cutscene. There really is not anything here. Alright, my idea is to kill myself, so snake. Let's do that. And I think a grenade might be a good way to do that. We do backpack. weapons. I have 3 grenades. That should work. But I am afraid there a checkpoint was triggered, maybe an autosave. So probably I have to get back to the main menu. But let's just see. Here we go. Press button to hold, release to throw. Holy shit. Snake is pretty sturdy. Alright, that should work. Nice. So, that was a suicide. And please, let's start. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Yeah. Damn it, how annoying. Alright guys, have to quickly get to the title screen. And I'm afraid it could very well be that it's actually also a saved, actually, not only a checkpoint, but a save. And that means that I have to freaking start over again. That's quite a lot of time this little section is taking me. Or up until where we are now in the game. Usually I think it takes a player like maybe half an hour, 20 minutes. And I've already been at it for like 3 hours. Please. This is also a way to learn the game mechanics. To see whether there are indeed autosaves. Or whether it's only manual. Here we go, load game. Yeah, I assume it's this one. Nice! So you do have to save manually. That's one thing that's for sure.
I'm just seeing things.
Alright, but let's do the same housekeeping that we did at the start of this episode, meaning unselect everything that is not required to preserve stamina. So the directional mic, don't need it. And what do we have more? We have the life medicine, don't need it. Like so. And we had the codec conversations, we can listen to them later on again. So we are, I think, good to go. Or did I shoot the frog in the previous episode? I don't even remember anymore. I'm such a retard. I don't think I did. But I'm simply not sure. Alright, here we go.
What's wrong?
God damn it. Where is he? Holy shit. Alright. Is he getting up there? Yes, he is.
What's wrong?
Nice. we got those guys. Now for the froggy. Alright, that's the froggy. And for this one, I actually don't need the items over here. Holy shit. Oh man, that was a close call. I could have been spotted very easily. There's supposed to be a guy down there. Somehow he is not anymore. It's really weird. And there he is. God damn it. Alright, I will try to do it a bit more thorough. I wonder whether your items are reset. Yes, they are. Alright, so I'm not going to do that housekeeping again because I'm not sure whether I will succeed given the amount of time I've failed already. Right, here we go. 1, 2. Where's the other dude? Damn it, I'm losing them. And 3. Let's get to the froggy. And let's get the gun. I will just forget about the weapons upstairs. Because we will be holy shit. Ah man, I shot him in his neck. Alright, maybe it was low, but come on. But those items up like those ammunition, I don't really need it because the game actually, the story will take us, without spoiling it, it will take us somewhere else. Alright, at least all this failing gives me some practice. I don't mind that. Although the whole shooting mechanics, it is quite finicky, I must say. Ooh. There's really like, I have no idea how to actually get up there, but now it went a bit more fluids. Alright, got it. But the shooting, it's quite twitchy. It's not really forgiving in the sense that I do like it. I do like too much auto aim is not for me, but alright, let's just alright, we're back where we were. But you can, yeah, even seemingly easy shots you can screw up, or at least I can. Alright, there's Sokolov, our mission objective.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the Gru. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America
He's
is
speaking
truly
English,
a
right?
frightening country.
Having second thoughts.
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
So cool. Everything, the whole story is quite slow, but that really
Major,
pulls
this
you
is
in my
Snake.
view.
Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
such a cool mix between realism and fiction and humor. It's pretty grounded with those weapon names and descriptions, but also totally out of it with like the supernatural enemies. But there's also like for sure humor in it, with Sokolov having like his fake air gun.
Freeze!
So nice. There are really hardly any game developers or directors who can make stories like this, in my view.
So this is the legendary boss. Huh? We meet at last.
Mr. Ocelot.
You!
Writing
You're from
them
the
all down?
Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Holy shit.
Ah! Ah!
Holy shit, those guys were pretty slow with reacting. Right, maybe I wounded them. Nope.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
GRU operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
Night. Nighty night.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Keyboard. Sorry, my cat is annoying. 1 second, making a note. Group KGB rivalry. 1 second. Rivalry. Like Brezhnev versus Khrushchev. All right, handy note. I think of now we can just chill out over here. They will not wake up. Or if I manage to see, I wonder how you can get, how you can scale stuff. It's just pushing the stick, and then you get up there. And also, I don't think you can easily scale walls like these. Nope. By the way, this is a handy one. Knocking. I knew it was possible, but I didn't know what button it was until now. Anything over there? Nope. If I'm... there he is, but I already shot the frog before the save. Let's get this as well, why not? I think I actually could have also... There's really like multiple ways to do stuff. I am pretty sure that those barrels are explosive. So here we go. Let's test that out. So, like so. Oh, shit. By the way, let's do the firing mode. Single shot. Yes, that's what I meant. They are explosive. Like that's good to know. The only thing is, I wonder now, where the hell is Sokolov? Did he run away? Ocelot. Really weird, by the way, that for a regular gun you just need to press square to equip it, then you can like fire from the hip, but that's like hardly doable without a reticle and stuff. And then you can press R1 to go into yeah, how do you call it, first person view, aim down the barrel, so that's fine. Again, I'm just trying to put it down, and it's hardly doable with that mechanic. You have to gently let go of the same button that is actually the fire button. So, and it's just really hit or miss. But whatever, that is R1 to do aim down barrel, aim down sight. But this weapon, it is square to just do aim fire from the hip, just like the same. Then R1, yeah, okay, it gets like it does like a little bit aim down sight, and then left one actually does the actual aim down sight. So here you have like one extra viewpoint. And here it's actually, it's not about releasing the square button to fire, but actually holding it gently and then pressing it fully. Is what fires it. And again, the effects, the smoke, the sounds, it's all pretty amazing for such an old game. It holds up terribly well, or amazingly well. So let's take the Mark 22, and again I try to get that whole fire mechanic under control, or under get a grip on it. So this is the same, holding it. Then you have the aim down sights. But here it's not like pressing it hard fires the weapon. Here you really have to release it and release it. And the only way to drop your weapon is by really gently letting go of the square button. But that's just, you really have to do it so gently, otherwise it will simply fire. And I really have to just get a grip on that. Here it goes pretty consistent. So it is actually pretty doable. So I just need to get good at it and practice. But here, there it goes wrong. Alright, but actually this little Mark 22 gun makes quite a lot of noise, I must say, for a tranquilizer gun. Anyways, let's get the hell out of here. Also, I find it, a couple of things I find weird, but that are probably just limitations because it's an older game with less capable hardware. If you're crouching, you cannot move. You can only go into full prone. And you simply cannot, at least as far as I see, reload your weapon. Except by unequipping it and equipping it again. But maybe I've missed something. I will look it up in the manual. Here we go. Before going, by the way, there's one thing I wanted to check out that just hit my mind. I actually don't even know what the objective was. The cutscene ended. Probably it is to find or follow Sokolov. And I know, because I played the game earlier, that we had to go back to the bridge. So this will not trigger a cutscene. But I'm not sure whether I already really checked it out over here. Yeah, I did. Let's just see if we can explode a barrel with the tranquilizer. I don't think so. Nope. But we can with this one. Like so. I do remember that there was something lying here as well from when I played it years back. But I remembered incorrectly because there is nothing there. Let's see if the windows are destructible. Yes, actually they are. Pretty amazing for such an old game. Alright, before we go, let's check out our objective.
Snake, stay alert. The KGB and GRU both have their sights set on Sokolov. GRU is a military espionage outfit, the intelligence wing of the Soviet Defense Ministry's General Staff Office. It competes with the KGB, which is under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the two are always watching each other.
Never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing.
Exactly. Now, added to that rivalry, there's a vicious power struggle going on between the Khrushchev faction and the anti-Khrushchev faction.
So Khrushchev is using the KGB, and Volgin and the anti-Khrushchev forces are using the GRU?
That's the idea. The two factions are fighting over Sokolov. We're in an extremely dangerous situation here.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Get Sokolov out of there safely. He must not be turned over to the KGB or to the GRU. Sokolov took off in the direction of the rope bridge. Get after him. Hurry!
Alright. Anything else?
I see you found some Siberian...
Nope. Already heard that one. Boss is not responding. Let's just save the
Do you
game
want
for
to
good
save?
measure.
Hey, Snake, have you ever seen Forbidden Planet?
No, can't say I have.
It's about this expedition that goes to the planet Altair 4 in an ultra-fast spaceship. When they arrive, they meet the survivor of the last expedition, Dr. Morbius. Dr. Morbius was exploring the planet along with his daughter Altera and the versatile Robbie the robot. Ignoring the doctor's warnings, the expedition team is suddenly attacked by an invisible creature called the Monster from the Id. The special effects they used for the science stuff were really neat. I wish I had a robot like Robbie that could make anything I wanted it to.
I'm more interested in that invisible monster. If I were invisible, I wouldn't have to bother hiding or wearing camouflage.
Maybe someday you'll be able to turn invisible.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
Right, let's get Sokolov. Also weird thing, so you cannot crouch move, you cannot reload, and you can also not sprint. This is, I think, the fastest Snake can run.
You okay? Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best crew has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished!
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build?
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2?
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go. Boss?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Hornets?
Alright, that's the Cobra unit. Founded by the boss in the Second World War, apparently. I know their names, I remember them.
My
the
friends,
Fear, the Fury, the End,
Let us
and the
fight
Sorrow.
together again.
I have waited long for this
And the
day.
Pain.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself.
So they are working with Vogan, the Cobra unit. But if it was founded by the boss, it was like
It's
an
raining
allied
blood.
unit. Not sure.
Is he
This is
crying?
the Sorrow. Not sure how they end up in Russia, but I think the Sorrow was actually the boss, her lover, before he died.
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
And this is Colonel Vulcan.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Ah, so it is his unit, the Cobra
Boss,
unit.
what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet
boss?
Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a
The
fine
boss is
gift
also
for me.
called the
This can't be
Joy, I
happening.
think.
Who is
That's
he?
why he said what a joyful
One of your
scene.
disciples?
It's like her nickname, the Joy.
Are we
if I
taking him with
remember
us?
correctly.
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
He's seen my face. We can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
Holy shit. Wendy, I can fly!
The new blood has been rejected. we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone, and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
All right, here we go. Cure. We have a cut. Useful for removing bullets and arrows. The knife, press the X to pull out the object. We have, wait. And there's a viewer in here as well. So let's check that out. Oh, that's just the viewer of Snake himself. Suture kit, effective for treating cuts. Press the X button to sew up the wound. Bandage, effective for treating burns, cuts, gunshot wounds and broken bones. Press the X button to wrap around the wounds. Splint, effective for helping broken bones to heal. Press the X button to fix it in place. Styptic, effective for treating cuts and gunshot wounds. Press the X button to apply and stop the bleeding. Disinfectant, effective for treating cuts and gunshot wounds. Press the X button to apply. Ointment, effective for burn treatment. Press the X button to apply. Cigar, useful for removing leeches attached to the body. Press the X button to press the cigar against the leech. And we're back at the knife. So that are the surgery items. And for medicine, we have blood serum, effective for treating venom poisoning. Press the X button to use the serum. Antidote, effective against food poisoning. Press the X button to use. CMed, cold medicine, effective for treating colds. Press the X button to use. DMed, digestive medicine, effective for treating stomach aches. Press the X button to use. So that are all the items we have. So let's cure Snake. We have, like, in the health bar, it's red currently. So that is the amount of the damage done, the amount of injury. Instead of it being empty because the health is totally lost, but it actually it's like in the background there is still health, as long it's only not at max anymore. You have to apply surgery or medicine to get it back from red to white and back to full health. So let's do that now. We have, like, what did we have? A cut. So there is bleeding, it's deep cut, no bandages and not yet disinfected. So let's stop the bleeding. Let's use a styptic. Like so. Let's also disinfect it, why not? Let's suture it together and let's bandage it. What the hell is this? Another cut. Bandage. The order apparently doesn't matter. Disinfectant. And let's suture it up. And another cut. Suture, bandage, styptic, disinfected. Broken bone. Let's do the splint and a bandage. And another cut, bandage, suture, disinfectant, and styptic. And another broken bone, splint and bandage. We're good to go. Come on, Snake, you can do this.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Shagohod.
Shagohod.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
Let's save the game. I'm just making some notes.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. It's the way I tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new light, I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I'd like to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Such a cool song. One of the best game intro songs ever in my view. Really has like that whole 007 vibe.
Currently flying over the Arctic Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point. Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here. We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard. This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again, waiting for the firing squad. So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This fox is still one step ahead of the hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We've still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban. This morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No. Something even bigger. Yesterday, the White House received an unexpected call.
President Johnson?
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB 754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your predecessor, I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard then. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin? Of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss. She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war. In Russia, you know her as Voyevoda.
You mean the Boss? The mother of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The Boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells?
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. But serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
But Sokolov's research facility was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the Boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Yes, that's correct.
And the American government denies any involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's correct. We were not involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in violation of our airspace. And yet you say it was not acting under your orders.
That's correct.
You expect me to believe that this was all the work of a single soldier?
I don't know what else to tell you.
The army insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you. However, I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government. You have 1 week. You must catch the Boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence?
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The Boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week. And if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if we can't prove our innocence?
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
I leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Disposal, huh?
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
And eliminating the Boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right. The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
That's it?
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the two NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their codenames are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet. It's fast. Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
Good work, Snake. Let's commence Operation Snake Eater. Apparently there's no way to pause these cutscenes, which are quite long. I'm already way overdue on the average episode duration, which already is quite long in this playthrough, because the resolution is so low, the files are not that big.
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time. Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it. And finally, eliminate the boss.
Eliminate the boss?
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what are the CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel. The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
But
I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I watched the movie again just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
From square zero. My frequency is 140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Is this her last chance too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate. Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous mission, 145.73. She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same, 140.96. And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and equipment technology. You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and "Lali Lule Lo."
Lali Lule Lo. Gotcha.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent, to the Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
Alright, here we are, finally back in game. Guys, I have to end the episode, already way over time. We'll continue in the next one. Hope to see you there, hope you enjoyed. For the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.